Hello everyone, this is HammerTron here with a new action figure review for you. This time I am reviewing the Jumanji Massive Hippo action figure. This came out in 2019 in Walmart. I bought it in Walmart at the time. This is based on the second Jumanji movie that had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it. It's an open package where we can reach in and touch everything. Touch the action figure. We can move it around. There's a small knife here. We want to make sure it's in there. With these open packages, people can reach in and take things out. And here's the hippo. The jaw hangs open, but this is part of an action feature that we can try out. So, pretty nice. This is the front of the package. Here is the top of the package. And the bottom of the package, this has some information about the batteries. Here is one side of the package. There's a nice picture there. There's a rhinoceros and then some kind of monkey. They never made a toy of that, but it looks nice. And here is the other side of the package. So The Rock is watching us. And here is the back. It has some information about the massive hippo and a little cross cell with some of the other action figures available. So I will take this out of the package and review the action figure itself in just a moment. Here is the Rock action figure. I don't know the character's name in the Jumanji movie. So it stands a little more than 4¼ inches tall, or maybe 11 centimeters tall. So a little bit taller than most 4-inch action figures. So it looks like a nice, well, I suppose it's a pretty good likeness for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I don't know if it's perfect, but I don't really watch very many movies with him in it, so it looks okay. A lot of nice detailing on the action figure, some sculpted details, looks like some big muscles here, some details on the legs there. Here is a little plastic knife in a sheath on the leg. Now it's still attached with a piece of plastic or rubber band, so if we look at the back of the sheath there, it'll come out. So I'm going to keep the rubber band on it so it stays in place. But if I try to put the hand on it, I think it's pretty loose in the hand. It might be okay. Feels pretty loose in the hand, so I don't think the hand will grip it tightly enough. So we have some details on the bottom of the boots there, peg holes. Some more sculpted details on the back. Not a whole lot of painting. There's a peg hole. This is where we could put a backpack on the action figure, but there's no backpack. So just where the screw goes to put the action figure together. So it looks pretty nice. So the head only turns. We can't look up or down. More articulation is in the shoulders. They go out quite a bit and go all the way around, and we have single jointed elbows. Those work. And rotation just above the elbow, so almost like the original, well, not the original, the second version of the G.I. Joe action figures with the swivel arm battle grip. The very first G.I. Joe action figures only had a joint at the elbow. Later they added a swivel arm battle grip just like this. There's no articulation at the waist. The hips go out only that much. Not very much there. We can kick forward just that much. And back that much. So not very much movement in the legs there. Single jointed knees. And no articulation at the ankles. So it looks like a pretty nice action figure. All the joints are moving pretty smoothly and easily. I wonder if they'll get very loose over time, but looks nice. Here is the massive Hippo. Let's see how big this is. So at the highest point, about 6.5 inches tall, or 16 centimeters tall. It is about 11 inches long, or 28 centimeters long. And at the widest point, I think at the feet there, it's about 3 3/4 inches wide, or 9 centimeters wide. So it's a pretty nicely sized Hippo action figure. So it's pretty big and it's pretty weighty. Feels pretty heavy there. We have a battery compartment and where the sound comes out, a little speaker there. That's sculpting, not perfectly smooth, so they sculpted some texture into the skin there. I can't quite tell where the painting is. I suppose they did put some painting on this to bring out some of the details. We have some painting on the eye there. Both sides are painted. And here's the mouth. They sculpted some teeth in there, and they painted the inside. So it's a Lanard toy action figure, and sometimes they don't paint both sides of the vehicle. They only paint the side that is facing outside of the package for customers to see. But as far as I can tell, it looks like it's pretty evenly painted, so there's not very much paint at all on this. Lots of nice details here. So this is a pretty big animal, a pretty big action figure. So here's the articulation. The jaw always hangs open, and we can close it, but it's not going to stay there. It's part of the action feature, so when we push the button on the back here, it'll push the jaw up and make the sound, but then it'll just drop back down. So there's nothing we can do about that. We can see the big gap down here. And the legs are articulated. The front one moves this far back, this far forward, so not very much. This moves this far forward and that far back. There's a short little tail there. Front leg moves this far forward, this far back, and this far forward and this far back. So very limited articulation. And very big head there. So there's a lot of weight back here to counterbalance the weight of the head. Nice little ears. So here is the action figure. So if we compare them, it looks like the Hippo is accurately sized for a 6-foot tall person or 1.82 meter tall person, where they would go up to the shoulder height of the Hippo. So I think it's actually accurately scaled. However, the Rock, I think, is almost 6.5 feet tall in real life, so he would be just a little bit taller than the Hippo. But I think it's very nicely sized. Seems to be pretty accurately scaled for most people. And we can put him in here. So I'm sure the Rock would not enjoy that, but certainly looks like fun there. So pretty nice looking Hippo action figure. It would be great for a variety of displays and dioramas. Here is the massive Hippo and the Rock action figure next to a pair of 4-inch action figures. On the right is an adventurer from an Animal Planet set I reviewed a while ago. On the left is the Jumanji Fortnite action figure by Jazzwares, and it does look like the Rock is taller than most 4-inch action figures, so this is pretty accurately scaled, because the Rock is about 6.5 feet tall, or a little less than 6.5 feet tall. So I like how they put in some effort to make it scale correctly with other 1/18 scale action figures. Here is the massive Hippo next to a 6-inch action figure. This is the Fortnite Legendary Series Havoc action figure by Jazzware, and a 7-inch action figure on the right, the Masters of the Universe Masterverse He-Man action figure by Mattel. So those clearly tower over the Rock action figure, but I think they are a bit too big to accurately scale with the Hippo, unless we're talking about a very young Hippo. But it still makes a good animal to put on display with some other scaled action figures. So I like how that looks. And a Hippo is a pretty dangerous animal, so even a young Hippo that's not fully grown would still be very dangerous for even the strongest person. The HammerTron Sledgehammer rating for the Jumanji Massive Hippo is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this action figure, although there are big limitations in the articulation of the Hippo action figure, and some limitations in the articulation of this action figure based on the Rock. It's still better than I expected it to be. I enjoy how it looks, and I'm looking forward to using these action figures in different displays and dioramas. I'm happy that the Rock is a bit taller than most 4-inch action figures, and I just think the Hippo is a really interesting animal, and it's a surprising addition to any displays, because I don't think we commonly get Hippo action figures of any kind. So thank you for watching my review video. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my future reviews. I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.